We are live today. Immigration. 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 If you migrate, assimilate, associate, appropriate, should you be kicked out the country? Immigration. Immigration. Please, sir, don't get me out of the country. I came here when I was 6 years old. My mother and father was looking for a better life. The one they had to get away from. So please, don't kick me out of the country. Oh, I didn't know anybody was listening. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. Thank you. Looking for a job is not an easy thing to do. No matter where you're from, it's just a hard way to go. But I hear that in the USA, I find a better day. I hear in the USA, they will welcome me anyway. So, please, don't kick me out of the country. My little sister, she needs some medical care. Boom, 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 boom. That's an easy song to make, isn't it? What up, man? Know any Sly Stone? I know Sly to hear him. Like right offhand. I'm going to tell you something else. Whenever I think of Sly, I think of Bootsy. I don't know why they both have that same. No, Sly sang no, he didn't sing that. Every time I think of Sly, I think of Bootsy. I don't know why. But yeah, I like me some Sly. The Family Stone. I like the fact that Sly and the Family, and then when you looked at the Family, you seen, a mixed race of people. So I dug that about Sly. Yeah, I think he just had a birthday too. Immigration. Good composition. Yeah, it was a great composition. He knew what he was doing. Sly knew what he was doing when he had those white musicians. Because white musicians, no matter what they're playing, they're always going to have their flavor in it. It's just like black people do. You can always tell when a white person's been hanging around black people. They got a certain swag about them. They change their clothes. You know, black women, you know, are showing them some attention. You can always tell when you get one of them white bread. I don't care if it's a corn-fed white boy or it's a white dude from, you know, Hickory Hills some damn where. Once he starts messing, once a black girl, you know, shows him some attention, everything changes. Everything changes. Yeah, R.I.P. Sly. It's just like Amy Grant. You knew Amy Grant was hanging around black people when she made that first album. You knew it. When she made that first album, it was like, oh yeah. And then her videos would have black men in it. It was like, oh yeah, well, we knew. Even though her boyfriend was white. If Amy would have had a black boyfriend, she'd still be alive today. And she'd still be thick. She'd be thick and she'd be alive today kicking. But immigration, are we sending people back? Yes, we are. Here's the thing. Donald Trump is sending everybody back. The Chinese thought they couldn't get touched. What did Donald Trump do? Chinese nationalist, especially if you're a nationalist. If you're a nationalist, Donald Trump is like, go get them, send them back. He ain't playing with them. If you're a Chinese nationalist, you are out of here, buddy. You are out. Donald Trump doesn't care how long you've been here. As soon as you show that you're a Chinese nationalist and you represent the CCP, that is it for you. That is it. He is not playing with the CCP because he knows exactly why you're here. You're here to steal America's ideas. The CCP is the most notorious when it comes to copying ideas. They're the best fabricators on the planet. They will take your ideas and then make it theirs and say, hey, it's ours. There's nothing you can do about it. Everybody hates that about the CCP. Copyright laws do not exist in China. It doesn't. There's no copyright. They'll take whatever and litigate. And they won't even litigate you in court. They'll say, so what? What are you going to do about it? If you make something right now and put it on the internet, and, hey, look what I made. China's going to take it and they're going to use it. And then they're going to make cheaper versions of it. Then they're going to undersell you, which eventually outsell you and probably put you out of business. And then they're going to say, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Yeah, we did it. We did it. We remanufactured it. Yes, we did it. What are you going to do about it? And they do it to everybody. They did it to Russia. They took their planes. That Russian Sioux, the Foxhound. They took the Foxhound. They took the ideas of the Foxhound. Then they took the F-35 ideas from us and the F-22 ideas. Well, they didn't get the F-22, but they got the F-35. That's where they got the J-35. It's an exact replica of the F-35. They will take your ideas in a heartbeat. So Donald Trump is like, get out the country. You see, when the Haitians came in, they didn't even want to let the Haitians in. They put them back on an airplane, sent them across the water. They did not want black people pouring into the country, even though Africans come here. But everybody knew Donald Trump was going to get rid of all of those people, those millions and millions and millions and millions. Donald Trump is a nationalist. He is for his nation. And he was just watching all this happen. He was mad as fire when all these people were crossing the country, coming to the country from Honduras, from Mexico, he was looking, he was like, I'm going to win and I'm going to cause a civil war. And that's what we have now. And I told y'all years ago that this was going to happen. I was like, there's going to be a civil war. Now it is coming to a head because you went to LA. And LA fights back. Those people who are fighting him, those people have been here since they were 2, 3. And some of them are 30, 40. Some of them have grandchildren. Donald Trump got them and he sent them on an airplane. And the grandkids that are here, they're just like, Donald Trump just came and took away my grandmother and grandfather. They were like, yeah, so they came here illegally. And guess what? He might take you. If you're firstborn, he might take you. He might take you. So you might not want to be on the news like that. All these people committing all these federal crimes against the federal police. That's not going to sit well. He said it publicly. He's like, I'm going to go after all these people committing these crimes. He's like, I'm coming after them. And the lady who runs the whole organization, I had a meeting with her and told her, hey, you spent all the money that you had for to go and get these people. You spent all the money, lady. You spent it all on the border. It's like by July, you'll be all out of money. You ain't got no more money. You can't. And then you use some of the money that was for cyber attacks. Now China and Russia, they are all in our business because you cut some of the funding for cyber attacks. And the reason why that's a big deal is because that's how they get our military secrets. If you don't know, China is after they're after everything, but China is definitely after the F-22. The Raptor is not going to be sold to anyone else. It's only going to stay here. And the reason why it's not going to be sold to anyone else is because the F-22 has a radar cross-section that's about the size of a quarter. It's very, very, very small. But the J-30, which is supposed to be like the F-22, has a cross-section of a golf ball. So what they want to do is steal the radar secrets. That's what they want. They want the secrets on the radar systems so they can mimic the radar systems. That's what they're after. Because the F-22, it's not going to outrun you. It's not going to outrun the J-30. J-30 is going to do, the J-30 Mighty Dragon, that thing is going to do 2.5, Mach 2.5. And the F-22 is not that fast. It's not going to do it. Not to mention, the J-30 can go for almost twice the distance of an F-22. So it's faster and it can go further. But it can't see the 22. And that's the biggest problem. And with the new weapon systems that the F-22 has, it can pick that J-30 right out of the sky and J-30 won't even know it was there. And that is one of the biggest reasons why they're all in trying to get military. And they do it all the time. If you notice, a lot of their planes, they're built off of other people's ideas. So that's what China does. They take other people's ideas, and they sit there and hack all day and hack and get into your systems, and they download, you know, hectares of your information, and they get your plans, and then they try to redo your plans. But where they're having problems is the engines in a lot of their airplanes are not up to standard. So their radar is not up to standard. Their engines are not up to standard. They're fast, but there's problems with them. You know what I mean? So China is always trying to get information. Not to mention, just recently, well, China, another thing China does, China sends a lot of their equipment to other people. They sell a lot of their military equipment to other people. That's how they make their money. Well, China is allies with Pakistan, who is at war with their next door neighbors. Pakistan is at war with India. So what India did was said, okay, you guys want to go to war, fine. So what India did was they got their fleet together and they went over there to Pakistan's borders and pretty much surrounded them, and they electronically blinded them. So all of the Chinese equipment that they had for satellite and scanning and all this stuff, because everything's electronic now, they pretty much, it all turned to snow. It was all just fuzzy. And it was because of Pakistan. They get all their equipment from China, and China's radar systems are not as good as the Americans. And India gets all their stuff from America. So they pretty much shut them down, and they could have just blown them right off of the ground if they wanted to, because you're blind. You don't see where the missiles are coming from. You can't stop them. No, none of that. So that's the biggest problem with China. They're about 10 years back when it comes to technology. Nonetheless, they got more. They got more ships, more submarines. I mean, they do it big. It's just that the technology is not that great. They got about they got a lot of work to do. There's still, some problems with their ships they're having, especially their aircraft carriers. They're still using outdated technology for the aircraft carriers. Their catapult systems, it's not nuclear. So they would love to get their hands on our catapult systems and how we power our, the American Nimitz class ships and all. They would love to get their, Ohio class submarines, and they would love to know all that stuff, but they don't have the technology yet. But they're something else. So, anyways, but China's a big deal. China is a big deal, and Donald Trump he's blowing the whistle on them. He's like, get them out of here. We need them to go bye-bye, because they are dangerous. Once they get a hold of something, it's lights out. And of course, the large population of Hispanic people. Man, I say keep the good workers here, man. We need them. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something interesting. We need farmers. We need farm hands. We need all that. We need people who gonna pick strawberries and all. We need those people. That's a profession. We need those people. You're not going to get a lot of black people to go out there and do it. So what's happening now is Donald Trump actually said some of those people, they're going to leave the country, but he wants them to come back. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I want these certain people to come back, but the right way. And he has like a 6-month program where he expedites them once they come back. He's like, I'm going to expedite your, kind of like what he did to the South Africans. He's like, in 6 months, you're going to be legally here. As long as you're one of these people who are productive. And I'm like, that's how you do it. You don't just say, hey, every single one of you who came here, get, because they're going back to a very bad situation, some of these people. Now, I'm still not happy that the Haitians didn't get that opportunity and Donald Trump thought they were eating the dogs and eating the cats. So I say, look, Haiti it's a real mess over there. So if those people can come over here and if they're going to act right, do the same for them. Let them come over here and find work. Like, don't just say, oh, because they're black. No, let them come over here and grind it out. As long as they're good people. But if they're going to come over here and act up, nah, we're not having that. We're not having that. And I'm all for that. Kick them back. I kick any nationality out of the country if they're going to come over here and tear it up. Kick them out. We don't need them. And the people who are running around shooting people and causing all these crimes, send them to El Salvador. Give El Salvador millions of dollars and tell these people, listen, I don't care what color you are. If you go out here and you commit these heinous crimes, you're going to El Salvador. You're going to an El Salvadorian prison. If I was Donald Trump, I would make that announcement. If you want to be one of these people who are repeat offenders, and like, we're not talking about the 3 strikes program because that was some BS to keep black people locked up. We're talking about people who come over here and just blatantly, we don't give a damn. We're going to do what we want. You're going to be in El Salvador for the rest of your life. We're not coming to get you. Yeah, you're going to have on white shorts and a white shirt, and that's going to be your attire for your entirety. You're going to grow old and die in an El Salvadorian prison. That's it for you. Your family wants to see you, tell them to go to El Salvador. And if they want to act a fool, they can join you. And if your sons and daughters grow up to be hellions, they're going to go to El Salvador too. And just let it be known, we pay El Salvador an absorbent amount to keep you. Because they know how to do it. You're Chinese or you're, some Asian and you're acting up, we're not sending you back to Asia. We're sending you to El Salvador. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to be in chains for the rest of your life. Because you just want to act up and blow things up and blow people up and blow everything. Now we're not having it. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done with all that. And I'm talking about people who go around and deleting people just on purpose. I'm just going to, all you gangsters in the hood, yeah, El Salvador. Where'd Pookie go? El Salvador. Stop it. Yeah, his sister went too. Yeah, she wanted to be a rebel rouser, and so did his girlfriend and his mom. They're all in El Salvadorian prisons, and they're not coming home. Ever. I'm with that. I'm tired of it. Why do I need to live in fear because I want to be a regular dude? I'm tired of these people promoting these killers. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of women threatening me on TikTok, talking about, we could see you. We know where you live and all that. I'm tired of it. Yeah, do something. Do something, because I'm going to call the cops and you're going to El Salvador. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I have no mercy for these little smart mouths. None. You're going to El Salvador. Soon as they arrest you, and I'm going to be in court whenever they say, hey, you got a court. I'm coming. Do you want to press? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Sentence them and send them to El Salvador. I'm sick of it. And I'm getting old. I can't be out here doing all that kind of stuff. El Salvador. I'm done. Immigration. I believe Donald Trump's got the right idea. I'm not mad about what he's doing. What's going on, young man? See, like this young man. This young man, he's keep this guy here. I don't know what his story is, but this would seem to be a decent young man. He goes to school. He's not out there acting a fool. You know, I don't know what his situation is, but he's respectful. Those people we keep those people. We expedite them through the system. We give them their green card. We keep those people. But the ones out here with tattoos all over the place, pretty much illustrating what they're gonna do to innocent people, snatching, these teenagers and just, doing whatever they want to them. These kids running in the bodega trying to get away from people and getting dragged outside. And you see what happened to that one kid? And it was mistaken identity. It wasn't even the right kid. He was like, what did I do? They took him outside and unalived him. Turns out it was the wrong kid. It was the wrong kid. All of those 5 guys who did that, they all got caught. El Salvador. Yeah, all those guys, you're going to El Salvador. That's what I would do. No, we're tired of it. El Salvador. You got 3 hots in the cot waiting for you. All these women running around here acting a fool too. All these unruly women that you can't tell anything, driving crazy, hitting people and laughing, pulling out guns on people. Just there's one girl, her and her friend, getting ready to fight these other 2 girls. It was going to be a 1v, but the girl on the other side decided she wanted to jump in, and then honey on this side pulled out the banger. Everybody's still standing there like she pulled it out, like she wasn't going to use it. She starts to point it, and they were like, "Nah, don't shoot her." And the girl on the other side see that old girl got a gun. But she see her friend in the fight. She want to jump in the fight so bad because that's what they do. She's ignoring the fact that her enemy's friend is holding a gun, waiting for her to jump into the fight. She's just waiting. And then there's another woman saying, "Don't shoot her." But this stupid girl is like, "I'm jumping into this fight. We're going to double team your friend no matter what you have on you." And I'm just looking at the whole thing like, you got to be kidding me. You're really going to jump this girl, and there's somebody holding a gun waiting for you. And that's exactly what she did. And old girl pulled that trigger. She ended up shooting the girl who jumped in, and she shot her own friend. Then everybody scattered. Yeah, El Salvador. I'm tired of goofy chicks just out there doing whatever. El Salvador. Yeah, let them sit in an El Salvadorian prison. Yeah. What up, what up? Let them goofy black women, not the women out here struggling with the jobs or relationship. That's just life. I'm talking about the goofy chicks who just want to terrorize other people, terrorize, just regular people because they think it's cute. They're online talking crazy. Then they tell their YN, "Hey, he did this, go do that to him. He said this, and, F his mama and all this other," just running off at the mouth. And then boom, somebody dies because a groupie bit the truth and told a lie. El Salvador. These girls are setting men up left and right. You got one young lady, she's that's what she did. She set men up and then she would rob them for their Rolexes. El Salvador. She just robbing people left and right. Then you got these women who are robbing people and the dudes are not waking up. They giving them something and the dude, they thinking, oh, he'll wake up. No, they do. A rich dude and he went to one of those. I don't know where he went to. These girls pulled out on him, drugged him. He never woke up. He never woke up. They thought he was going to wake up. They gave him something to make him fall asleep. He had a bad reaction to it. He never woke up out of his sleep. He died from it. You're going to El Salvador, young ladies. And you're going to be there for the rest of your life. Hell, there's some real bad prisons. You send them to some of these African prisons. You want to scare the piss out of somebody? Show them some of these African prisons. You don't want no part of some of these African prisons. You don't want no part of it. There is no dignity in some of these prisons. They go to the bathroom in a pot. And little things sitting in the corner. That's where they go to the bathroom. They sleep piled up on each other. All this, I'm a woman, I need no, they don't care what you are. And their children are in there with them. Their children are right there. You have a child in jail, that child's going to be raised in jail. Oh, you think America's bad? No, there's some prisons that are terrible. Terrible. Shoot, one of them just caught fire. Like 150 people just died. And it got raided. Those men went in there and started slaughtering those women. They have no love for women in some of these countries. None. If you're a criminal, if you're a female criminal, you are in a world of hurt. You listen, you and the group of your girls are not going to help you. It's not going to come on, girls. Let's get power and power to the, power to the female. No, you're going to go there and you're going to be flattened. You're going to be completely flattened. There's not going to be one thing. There's not going to be all this fight you got in you. They are going to beat your ass. They have no love for you in some of these countries. Soon as you run your mouth, it is over. And I think some of these women need to experience that. Because it's getting to the point, I think some men do too, but it's getting to the point where you're seeing just people who are just being so unruly. They're just going up and just punching people. They're just stealing what they want. They have no fear of the law, because the law is gonna, let you go in a hell. You're not even going to be there for a whole night. I remember when getting arrested, you were there for at least the weekend. And then what they did was they said, if you get arrested now, you're going to be here. If you get arrested, say you got arrested on Friday, usually you would hear from a judge on what? Monday, right? Oh, they changed that up. They were like, nah, You get arrested on disorderly, jaywalking or something stupid. You get arrested on Friday. You don't see the judge until like next Friday. And you know why they did that? Because if you had a vehicle, your vehicle was in the pound for 7 days. Most likely, you couldn't afford to get that vehicle out of the pound. How I seen a video where these people got they got their car towed. They got their car towed. Wasn't even a whole day. They don't even know why they got their car towed. It was a van. They were out on the street begging for money because that van they lived in. And the guy just happened to come by and he listened to their story. He was like, "What happened?" They're like, "We don't know. They just came and towed our van. And, when we were in the store, we don't know what happened." They went down to get that van, cost them $500. $500 wasn't even there for a day. Imagine being there for 7 days. Then they would take that vehicle and they would sell it at the auction. They were pretty much just stealing people's cars. And then if they really liked it, they would strip the car down. And then you would go, "Hey, I'm here to pick up my car." They'd be like, "Okay, $1,500. You'd be like, "Damn, 2 days, $1,500. You want it or not? You pay the $1,500. You go in there to look at your car and it's stripped down." This is what the cops would do. You just paid $1,500 of your hard-earned money. Your car is stripped. Now imagine going to a third world country. You can forget it. You can forget it. So I am down with immigration. The law's the law. You can't come here and do what you want. I don't care if you've been here for 30 years. Then, listen, if you've been here for 30 years, you should have had your act together by now. If you were fleeing from a country that was at war, you should be able to seek asylum. I agree with that. You should be able to seek asylum. However, there are rules to seek an asylum. And you should follow the rules. It shouldn't be, "I'm going to go hide for 3 years and then get upset when you come find me." No, you were here under asylum. Asylum doesn't last 3 years. It only lasts so long, and then you got to get your ass in gear, and you got to go through that whole. It's like a 2.5, 3 year process. At the end of that 3 years, you still haven't got it together. It's like, "No, I can't afford it." Well, see, now that's a different issue. That's a different issue. It's like, it cost $5,000. I don't know what it costs, but I know it's expensive. Then you can still get rejected. But whatever it cost, see, some of these people were taking advantage of coming into the country, seeking asylum, finding good jobs, going to universities, owning property, houses, and whatnot, still didn't get their act together. Listen, the federal government knows everyone. If you came here and you sought asylum, the federal government knows you. They're just waiting. Then they finally show up at your door. You got grandkids now, and they don't even give you a chance. You're like, "Please, just let me." And they're like, "No, you've been here for 40 years. You, of all people, knew." Now, your children and grandchildren, we're not going to touch them because they're American born. But you knew better. So we're sending you back to your country. Get your things. Let's go. "No, please, por favor." We don't want to hear it. You flouted the law. You were a criminal for 30 years. You were a criminal. You knew better for 30 years? And okay, let me read this comment. Yeah, those women need to go to El Salvador. We're sick of it. See, they're not afraid of the police. The police, what are the cops gonna do? I'm gonna run my mouth and show off my titties. What are they gonna do? All right. Screw the cops. To hell with the police. Okay. As soon as they put you on that airplane, bloody man. Oh, it's not fair. I was just menopausing. I'm a woman. I have a vag. Don't do this to me. I am the proud owner of a vag. My vag excludes me from being exported to or deported expeditiously to a foreign prison. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. All the young females think that too. I got a nice pair of tits. I should be able to get out of this. No, no. Mm-mm. We don't care about that. You should have used those tits to get a husband and a good job. Yes, and here the women are fighting and biting the police. Yeah, your ass would be grass. They are so wild and have to be wrapped in order to place them in. You know what? And I hope every single one of them get federal charges. What about the ones that are caught up in violence due to their family members being involved? Okay, so you're talking about basically voluntary and involuntary. All right, so if you got a family that is violent and they've been that's what they did from the motherland, they come over here, they're still violent, and then you're mixed into that, so you go do what they do, you're going to get the same thing they're going to get. That's it, if you live. But if you don't do that, you're like, I'm not that dude. I'm not trying to live with y'all in a 30 by, in a 30-man tank. I'm not that guy. I like women's. I'm gonna get out here and me and Centrica, we gonna have some babies and live. That's a smart move. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows who you are. They know who your family is. If you out there perpetuating that, now if you legally carry and somebody runs up on you and your fam and you flat blast the hell out of them, then I'm on your side. You legally carried, you registered that weapon, you got a CCW, you went to the range, you got your papers, the whole nine. Dude ran up in your house with the bang bang, kicked down your door, waving the 4-4. You sent them to Never Never Land. I'm on your side 100%. You stood your ground. Now, if you went out looking for the issue, then I'm on the side of the law. Always. You decided you're going to go retaliate because somebody shot your brother. Well, guess what? Guess what? There's laws for that. I understand your feelings, but you got to understand what's coming with that. You're going to be you're going to be in solitary because you shot a gang member's brother. You killed him. They coming for you. They coming for you. That's just that. They have Torlos said that. Oh, not yet. Oh, not yet. Nah, Rodney King tore Los Angeles up. Oh, they ain't tore it up yet. A cop had his finger bit off. And you know what? That is assault. And that person who had their finger bit off, that's their ass. Yeah, you can't do that. That is felony assault on a federal police officer. And that's all you, honey. That's you. You gonna do 10 to 25. That is you. That's over with. And that's a federal prison you're gonna be in. It may be a little bit more comfortable, but the big thing about federal prisons is when you get out, you still owe the government. That's the biggest thing about the feds. Look at all these people who did the bank, who did the whole bank scheme and got away with it. They thought they did, or the PPP loans. The PPP loans is a great illustration on why you don't mess with the government, because those PPP loans happened in 2020. 5 years later, you was living good. You thought, shoot, I got away with it. 5 years later, it was like, yo, Joe Bob, what's good? You're like, what happened? You see that one lady who got caught? She's like, what? They came to her house. Her house. Her mom was in there. Mama. She's talking to her mom on the phone, and her other people was in the inside. They said, hey, we need to talk to you. Yeah, you're so-and-so. She was like, what do y'all need? Yeah, you did this. She knew it. Once they said what they were there for, she sat her fat ass down and listened. She ain't trying to fight or nothing. And that was it. They took her to federal prison. That was it. Federal prison. You just got indicted. And one woman, she was like, you guys, they got me for PPP loans. And what I did was I got the loan, then I signed other people up for the loan. And the way she explained it was like, I followed the rules. No, that's not what she did. She had other people sign up for the loan who didn't have businesses at all. None of these people had businesses. They fabricated all of the information. And once they started going down the line and going blah, 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 you didn't do what you said. You didn't. And then they connected all the dots and said, all these people come from you. They gave that woman 9.5 years in federal prison. She's like, I gotta go in. I'm gonna be in there for 9.5 years. 9.5 years. And then they was talking about how much she owed. She will never be out of debt. Never. Never. There was some other women that came on there and they was talking about, they just got out of federal prison and what they were in there for. And it was all these money schemes. And the one woman, the look on her face, she was explaining that she will never be out of debt. Millions. And she didn't even steal that much. So when you go to federal prison, I knew one dude, he was nefarious. Then he started working a regular job. That's how I met him. We was working a job, and he was like, yeah, man, I used to be that guy. He said, you know what they do to me now? He said, the police will just come up to my house and just tell me to get in the car. That's his life now. That's his life. The police will just be like, come on, you need to go. He'll go, they'll hold him for a little bit, then they'll let him out. That's his life. That's his life now. He doesn't even fight. He don't say what you here for. He don't say, you know what he does? He gets in the car. They take him to jail. They in-process him. They put him in a holding tank. Then they take him down to the city or the county, excuse me, and process him, put him in a 30-man tank, and he's in there for, who knows, 10, 15, 20 days. Then they let him out. He calls up his woman or the homie or whoever, boom, goes back home, does the whole thing over again. That's his life. And he said they come and pick me up whenever they want to. That's what he goes through. Imagine living like that. The police just come to your house. Hey, is yeah, he's here. Hey, go on and get in the car. Like, all right, man, hold on a second. His family. He got kids, his family. They already know what kind of life he's living. Exact damn is the word. Damn. His family, they already know. And here's the kick in the ass. This was 25 years ago. I met that guy 25 years ago. 25 years ago. He's in his 50s. He's almost 60 years old. You think they stopped doing that? Do you think when there's a cop car in the back of his car and they're driving down the street, you think that he thinks he's not going to get pulled over? They know his name. If he's driving down the highway in another state and he sees a cop, you think all he got to do is look at his tag as soon as he goes by. Boom, his name shows up and there's a litany. There's a whole list that shows up under his name because of something he used to do when he was 18. And he was good at it. And if those townies in little BFE Georgia decide to stop him, they will. They'll take his car and they'll put him in the county and let him sit there for about 4 days and then tell him to go get his car. And they'll make money off of him being in there for 4 or 5 days. And then him going to get his car out of the pound, that'll cost him, $2,300. And he'll pay it. Because he's in the middle of nowhere. He'll pay it. Or he'll get a bail bondsman. Bail bondsman will pay it. Then he'd be making payments to a bail bondsman in Georgia, and he lives in freaking Indianapolis. For the next 2 years. It's just not wise. This is what the federal government does to you. There's some people, the feds, I'm going to go in there and live it up. No, you're not. The real hell is when you get out. When they hit you with all those indictments, listen, The girl who bit the cop and bit his finger off, she's going to have simple assault, felony assault, felony assault on a police officer, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest. you see how that goes? Resisting arrest. Something bodily harm. Something and if they really want to get her, gang violence. You do not want no part of gang violence. Gang violence. What do you think is out there? What do you think is out there in LA right now? 2 or more people. Go look at the description of what a gang is. Don't forget, those laws have been revamped since Donald Trump got in. You think I'm playing? Donald Trump can literally and legally send that girl to Honduras. What did who do? Oh, the one dude? He was a drug dealer. He was a notorious drug dealer. Yeah. He was all built. He was all, muscled up too. When he's talking to me, he didn't sound like a drug dealer. He sounded like a regular dude. We was working somewhere for $8 an hour. And me, happy-go-lucky. I ain't never been a drug dealer or nothing like that. And he was talking. He was like, "Yeah, man, I used to be that dude on the block." It's like, what happened? I got caught. Yeah, he was a drug dealer. If they hit that girl with gang violence, which they should, they hit her with RICO or something like that. If they hit any of these people who are getting arrested for the violence they put on the police, if they do that, they're going to hit them with gang violence. And if they hit any of those people with gang violence, they can send them across the water. Or across it's not, they're not across the water. They can send them south. Let me just say that. They can send them south. Look at the new law. Donald Trump knew this was coming. He knew it. He knew this 5 years ago. He knew this. He knew this during his first term. Don't forget, he started deporting people his first term. And then Joe turned around and opened up the whole nation. He let them come in. These people were coming in through Mexico. They were coming in on the water. They were through Florida, Miami, Port of Miami. They were coming in through a port. They were coming in through Canada, walking into Detroit off of I-90. They're still trying to come in through Canada. The Chinese and the Indian people come through Canada. Donald Trump was like, absolutely not. I'm going to reverse all this. And as soon as they said Donald Trump was a primary, this is before he even won the election, the people who were walking into America turned around and walked right back out. Then you had people who were self-deporting. They're like, where are you going? They were like, we're leaving. Donald Trump is going to be president. We are leaving. Yeah. She's done. You bit a police, and it doesn't have to be a federal cop. You bit the finger off of a police officer. Hell, they killed a black man for that a couple years ago. 2 cops went into a hotel looking for a dude. They went into his room and they started fighting with him. They turned off their cameras. And one of them said, he bit my finger, shoot him. And they killed that black man. They killed him. Cop said he bit my finger. The other cop shot him. They both turned off their cameras. They got away with it. Well, until they meet Jesus. But they got immunity. They got away with it. Oh. Yeah, those people that girl's in trouble. If that officer was a federal officer, you're gonna get gang violence. You're gonna get felony assault. And they can send you down south. They can legally put you on an airplane and send you down south. They can legally do that. And there's no and if you haven't been paying attention, Donald Trump does stuff and then suffers a consequence later, which means he can say, "Oh, what did she do? Yes, she bit the finger off of his finger's off. He can't grow it back, and she maimed him permanently. Send her to Honduras. Isn't that what he did to old boy? He's like, send him to Honduras. And then they went down there to go see him in Honduras, found out that he was a gang member. Then they freed him, sent him back here, and now he's federally indicted. So he's going to go to jail here, which eventually, guess what's going to happen to him? They're going to send him right back to Honduras. I'm telling you, he's in trouble. That guy is going right back to Honduras. All these people who are doing all this, I'm like, you guys are crazy. All the white people and the bleeding heart, white people. Listen, white people, I know you think it can't happen to you, but you're going to be in a state of shock if you end up in another country's jail. White people, working, middle class, white bread, ain't never been in a good fight. Ain't never been in a scrap a day in your life. You're going to end up in one of the worst jails you could ever end up being in. And there's already this happening to people. Look at soft white underbelly and look at some of the stories on there. Some of these white women that decide they want to be a mule for some of these drug dealers and they get caught. They go to some of the worst prisons. It's like, oh, why is Lily in there with these, native, whatever? Because Lily was a mule. She got caught with some drugs in her stomach. And that's it. She's going to be here for the rest of her life. This stuff that they're doing over here, they don't play that. You're not going to go to another country and smart mouth these people. You're going to get a gun to your face. They're going to crack you right in the skull with it. They're going to take the butt of that gun and go crack. Then when you pick up your face off the ground, am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I? Thank you. Thank you for saying that. The comment says this lady was crying, saying she didn't want to die in Honduras. So you guys know I'm not talking crazy. Donald Trump made this a law. All the stuff when he was sending people away, he was practicing. What is it called? It's called the enemy alien law, right? The enemy of something. And that law wasn't for people who are from other countries. That law was for anybody who is an enemy of the United States. And you could be listen. You could be born, raised here, have a whole family here. If you do something that is deemed an enemy of the United States, whether it's espionage, whether it's capital murder, whatever it is, he can send you to Honduras. Yes, she's right. She might end up going. Me, I would do it. I would. Listen, she would already be on a plane. She would be on a plane tonight. And I would televise it. I would be like, yeah, Mary Poppins was bit an officer's finger off. It was a federal officer. They took her down and processed her, and now she's getting a ticket. She's going to Honduras. She'll be there tonight. Yeah. She'll be in Honduras tonight. Yeah. She'll be out processed tonight. She's leaving. She'll be there tonight. And say something. Say something. He already called the military. They shooting everybody with rubber bullets. They shooting reporters. He already called the military. Fool around and do something to one of those military people. Mess around. You see, they ain't attacked the military. You seen that. They sitting there throwing stuff at the police, but they ain't attacked that one military. Let them attack the military. Let them do it. Let them do it. Donald Trump sent 2,000 people to LA, 2,000 military personnel. Let them attack the military and see what happens. You want to see a whole city flattened? You want to see Gavin Newsom flattened? He'll be on. Where's Gavin Newsom? He'll be flat on his ass. Let them attack the military. You want to see some precision? You want to see millions of people get flattened within 30 seconds? Fool around and put your hands on the military. Do it. Throw something at the military. Do it, I dare you. They will flatten your whole neighborhood. You'll have Abrams tanks rolling down the street. And you don't want no part of that M1. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. You don't want nothing to do with them M50s. You don't want that. You don't want no part. There's nothing you got in your house that's going to help you stand up to a 50 cal. You don't want no part of them stingers. You don't want no part of that action. There is nowhere in your place that you're going to hide from the military. None. What's going to happen is you're all going to run for your life, but that's not going to get you too far because half of you don't exercise, or you're going to be in the middle of the street on your knees and ready to get slaughtered, and you're going to be begging them not to do anything to you. You're going to be begging those military police and those military personnel, don't pull the trigger. You're going to beg them. It's going to look like Tiananmen Square. You're going to beg them not to do it. And they're going to come out with the bullhorn and they're going to tell you, go home. And any of you that don't do it, you're going to be right there. Yeah, 2,000 National Guards. That is the military. Do something to them. Do something. They'll get one command and they will stomp the lights out of everyone. It will be terrible. Do something to them. Go ahead. Go ahead. Bite one of their fingers off. They're going to grab them M16s. Ain't going to be no rubber bullets. Will not be. They're going to line up. I'm telling you, I was in the military. Scared. You don't want no part of that. And all the weaponry that these people have in their houses. There's nothing you have in your house that's going to stand up to any other military personnel. There's nothing. Go home. Cut this out. They're going to tell you that. Go home. Because once you hear those tanks rolling down the street and you start throwing stuff at one of those tanks, and these are tanks that are auto-loaded. You don't understand. These things do 60, 70 miles an hour, can jump over a 13-foot trench. You're not going to hit them with armor-piercing rounds. And you're not stopping this thing. You're not. They don't need men on top you're not stopping it. It's going to have about a crew of 3. And they're going to be in there just chilling, looking at you. That's it. And they're going to turn that turret around towards your direction. And you're going to hear it again. Go home. I'm trying to tell you. That thing's got infrared on it. It's satellite connected. It's a terrible thing. It is a terrible thing to see. It is terrible. It's terrible. You don't want nothing to do with that Pratt and Whitney, that Pratt and Whitney engine. I'm telling you, it's hearing that damn turbo fire up. You don't want nothing to do with that. Go home. Just go home. They can fire shots at you while they're eating donuts. It's more spacious. It's more comfortable now. It's auto-loaded. You don't even need a man to load it anymore. It's got 3 to 5 personnel sitting in it. They all have weapons. It's a field day to them. It is a terrible thing to behold. Just go home. All those people, I mean, I know they're upset, but you can't flout the law in America with Donald J. Trump at the helm. He's going to punish you. He's going to punish you. Just go home. Because if you hurt one of those military personnel, it's going to be lights out for you. Some of you are not going to come back. You're going to get your house destroyed. yeah, you're going to get your house destroyed. You're going to get your whole, and it's going to be nothing but body parts. They're not even going to, they're like, this house belonged to so-and-so and so-and-so, her husband, and her 3 children. They all lived here while she was out protesting. They pretty much scanned her face and saw who she was. And then she threw a Molotov cocktail out of M1. And they was like, I bet. That damn M50 on top of the sitting on the side of the turret. Tore that damn house up. Tore that damn house up. You don't want them soldiers to jump up out of that that troop transporter. You don't want to hear these words, backblast area all clear. You don't want to hear those words. You do not want to hear soldiers say that within your vicinity. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what that means. If a soldier says backblast area all clear, that means he's going to take a bazooka and blast the nearest target. And the bazooka is hand carried, and it only takes one person to go ahead, and it takes one person to load it and the other person to fire it. So you're going to see two people come out. One person's going to kneel down. He's going to go, he's going to push the button. It's going to extend. He's going to go like this. He's going to look. And the guy behind him is going to say, backblast area all clear. He's going to load it. Those things are so wicked now that they actually have a toe so he can guide it to wherever he wants to. I've shot one of those before. You know what they usually shoot those at? Tanks. To try to take the track out so the tank can't move anymore. This is not something you want flying in your window. It's not something you want in your living room, but they'll do it. You start messing with the military, they'll do it. They'll light your house up like a Christmas tree. Do I think the innocent children should get sent back to? Listen, here's what the Burkina Faso soldiers told the Fulani people when they caught up to them after one of the attacks on the Burkina Faso's village. When they caught up to him, they had the cameras on him. You saw the mother, she was almost dead. Father, he was dead. And a bunch of other Fulani people were dead, and some of them were living, but they were in pain. And then there was this little 4-year-old boy who was naked from the waist down. And he looked at that child, and he said, your parents brought you here. He said, they shouldn't have done that. He said, all you can do now is die. That's what he told a 4-year-old boy, sitting there crying because his family just got wiped out. I think if you put your children in danger, knowingly put your children in danger, they're going to suffer the consequence. Now, none of us want that to happen. But don't put your children in danger. Think about your children first, as a matter of fact. Don't be out there rebel rousing and throwing stuff at cops and doing all this and antagonizing the police and think that it's not going to come to your front door. The police are the largest gang in the world. They're the largest gang in the world. They're coming to see you. They're coming to see you. They're going to take you away from your children. They're going to put your children in social services. Or they'll put them with grandma, but usually they'll, just to spite you, they'll put them in social services. That's what they do to kids. They're going to, you know what? Your kid's going to social services. You want to be a smart ass? Get out of the car. I'm in here with my kids. Okay, well, you're going to jail. What about my kids? They're going to social services. We're going to put your kids in the system with a bunch of other little kids they don't know, with a bunch of adults that they don't know, and heaven help the, homeless, because who knows what's going to happen to them then. They're going to get passed around from children's home to children's home. They're going to have mental issues. They're going to get taken advantage of. They're going to get poked and prodded with every needle to experimented on, see if they get sick from who knows what. And then by the time they're adults, they're going to be unstable as hell. This is not something you want. The man says, "Give me your ID." And you're, nah, I'm not giving you. Give me your ID. Give me your ID. But if you're driving like a goddamn maniac with your kids in the car, then I don't know what to tell you. Now, if some asshole cops just stops you just because he wants to, I mean, that's one thing. But if you're out there just provoking the police, then you're going to get what's coming to you, and so are your kids. And it's your fault because you were not a responsible adult. And that's it. That's it. And like I said, in some countries, you're not going to see those kids again. Those kids are going to get taken. Those kids are going to get buried right before you. Before you, you're going to watch them get buried. By you don't even know these people, and they're going to bury your family in front of you. Then they're going to take your wife. They're going to take your daughter, and then they're going to bury you. Then after they're done with your wife and your daughter, then they're going to bury them. This is happening every day in some countries. Don't go to Libya messing around. Go over there and see if you have feminine rights over there. Go ahead. Go to Libya. Go ahead. Go over there. Go to Mauritania. It's a stable country. Go over there and run your mouth like one of these black women do. I ain't gonna go over there and do it. Hair weave, go over to Mauritania and see if you don't get the powder slapped out of you. Them Arabs will do you dirt. Go see what happens. Go ahead. Go to the Republic of Congo. Where there's people getting slaughtered every day. Go ahead, have fun. Let's hear your mouth. Let's see you fight off. Let's see you fight them off. Let's see you fight off those people. You guys are tough. You're not tough. You're not tough. You're not tough. Because these countries ain't playing. They're gonna knock your damn teeth in. With an AK-47. They're gonna knock your teeth in. Whenever I see black women acting up, I'm just like, they have no idea. They don't have one clue of the outside world because they live in a first world country. And then when you see some of these women that go to some of these, hear what happens to them, they get imprisoned for getting loud and talking back to the taxi driver. Yeah, they do that. They do that. Yeah, you go over to Dubai and spit on the ground. Spit your gum out on the ground. Say a curse word. You can't even hold hands with somebody you love over there in public. Can't do it. Go to Dubai and roll your neck. Go ahead. Go over there and show them you're a sister girl. Go ahead. Let's see what happens to you. I am a black woman. And ain't no... Get your goofy ass off the street. You're going to jail. 10 years, hard labor. Go to North Korea. See what happened to that white dude. Stole a sign. He took a sign down. He took a sign that was in like a college dorm or a hotel or whatever. He took the sign down. He just went, boom, and it was on camera. And he thought it was funny. He was a college student. That's what they do. They're reckless. They're unhinged. He went to another country and damaged propaganda. The North Koreans saw it on video, came to his door, spoke to him in English, and arrested him on the spot. He went before a judge. He pleaded his case in a suit and tie, and he was crying. Please, I didn't know, and he didn't. I know it, blah, 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 blah. They gave him 10 years hard labor. You know what happened to him? Wasn't even a year later. They beat his ass to death. They beat his ass. He came out with brain damage. He died in the hospital. Dead. And his family tried to sue North Korea, and they laughed about it. Like, you want to sue us because he came over here and damaged our property? Yeah, he's dead. There are countries that don't play this. So, Donald Trump is going to send these people away, and they're going to, and they're once these people get a whiff of life in these other countries, in these prisons, there's going to be a lot more people that are going to be like, you know what, Eduardo, if you go ahead and just go back home, just for a little bit, how we'll even send you a couple dollars. And then you come back the right way, it'll be fine. We'll help you come back. See, that's what they should do. All of those people who are out there protesting, that's what they should do. Because the military showed up now. All the BS is over with. You stop traffic, you stop the flow of money. Now you got innocent people who have nothing to do with it. You stop them, and then you lit cars on fire. Now you have the military. Now it's time for business. You harmed the police, but now you have the military. Go home. If ICE knocks on your door, you hooty hoo. You let people know, hey, ICE knocked on my door. I'm leaving. This is where I'm gonna go. Boom. Then you underground railroad that stuff. You come together. There are thousands of you. You come together like Burkina Faso. You come together and move. That's what Burkina Faso means. Move like one or something like that, like one mind or one people or something like that. That's not what their name originally was. And that's what you do. You move like one people. You're like, all right, well, they got Eduardo. Boom. We're going to take care of his fam and his kids. Boom. They got the wife too. Okay, boom. They got Sindrika. Boom. Eduardo and Sindrika, they going back to boom, boom. Where? Okay, boom. We know people there. Call up. Hey, Sindrika and Eduardo, they come. Okay. Boom. We're going to get their papers together. Get the money together. Boom. He right back over here. Boom. Not even 3-4 months later, he came in legally. He came in under a visa under a temporary visa, which is legal. It could be a work visa. It could be a college visa. You came here under, because here's what Donald Trump did. If you leave the country by violence, you're not coming back. You understand that? If they have to wrestle with you and fight with you, he's going to permanently ban you from the United States. And if the UN gets involved, you're going to be banned from any UN country. You don't hear me now. You're not going to go to Germany and get in. You're going to be banned from that country. You're not going to go to Poland. You're not doing any of that. You're not doing none of that. You're going to be right where you're at. So if ICE comes calling you, open the door. What's up? How y'all doing? Officer McDuffie, what's going on? Yeah, we got to do the whole thing. You know what? No problem. Let me go ahead and just get my, kiss my kid. Go with the neighbor. Boom. Can I send them to the neighbor? Yep, you sure can. Boom, boom, boom. To the neighbor. We got them. Boom. We'll take care of y'all. And you operate like a syndicate. And that's how you do it. Boom, they go. Everybody gets the phone call. They get the hooty-hoo. Hooty-hoo. Boom, they right back in the country legally, not even 6 months later. No harm, no foul. You come in the country, ICE ain't coming for you. They're not looking for you anymore because you came in the country the right way. Now you're here on a work visa. You already know the deal. You know the beautiful thing about this? The people who came here, they know the system now. You guys know the system. You already are established. You have a place to live. You have family that's here. You have friends that are here. You have a neighborhood here. You know how scary it is to come into a country and know nothing and know one? You guys have all that information. But you want to go and run from the cops. As soon as you run, guess what? You're going to get banned. Yeah, Eduardo, you ran from us. I know, I ran. I ran. You know you're going to get banned. Don't you? No, that's it. That's how this goes. You're going to get banned. They're going to ban you. They're going to ban your family. We don't want nothing to do with the Eduardos. All the African people, if they decide to run, you making it hard for them to do that, they're going to ban you. Why did you ban me? We're sending you back to Rwanda. I do not want to go. You're going to Rwanda. And actually, Rwanda, you want to go to Rwanda right now. You don't want to go to the Congo, but you want to go to, well, parts of the Congo. You want to go to Rwanda. You don't want to go to Togo. Maybe Benin, but Rwanda, yeah, okay, send me to Rwanda. Fine, I'll go. You want to go to Rwanda. You know what I'm saying? Kenya, you want to go to Kenya. South Africa, South Africa. The Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. There's nothing wrong with going to the Ivory Coast. But there's some places in Africa you do not want no part of. You don't want to go. For Rwanda, go. I will go to Rwanda. But now you got to get that, what, three grand to come back? Oof. That's steep. That plane ticket is what? $2,000 for that plane ticket across the water? And trying to get $2,000 out of what out of the African, out of the Africa, what they pay you in Africa, it's hard. It's hard. That's why they don't want to leave, because the American dollar is, it's not as strong as it used to be, but it's still strong. It's a lot stronger than, you know, I don't know. Some of those countries use the francophone, so it all depends on how much they pay you in francs, and depends on what you're doing. But a lot of people that who walked here, those people are super poor. You know, now some of the people who flew here, some of the Africans who flew here, they probably have some money, so they probably have a good chance of coming back into the country the legal way, if they didn't do anything illegal. So you got some countries that are notorious, but not all people are doing, like Nigeria's. Not everybody from Nigeria is doing bad stuff, but you can have some people come here from any country, but if they came here from a specific country, they're gonna be looking at them sideways anyway. They're gonna be like, "You're from where? You're up to something." You know what I mean? And if they find out that you are up to something, so if they get rid of you because you're a criminal, then there's a good chance they'll ban you. You're gonna be banned from the United Nations. So be careful of that, because I don't know how long bans last, but if they ban you forever from the United Nations, then that's a hard way to go. That's tough right there. That's tough. That's tough. Especially if you're a business person. See, a lot of these rich Africans are business people. And sometimes the business ain't really on the up and up. You know, so if you get caught in another country for doing bad business, then you're looking at being banned from the United Nations. That's not what you want to do. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to lose the United Nations and the opportunities that they have. You just don't. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to, you don't want me in America for 6 months. Okay, fine. I'll go to wherever. I'll go to Poland. I'll walk into I'll go to Poland, go into Poland, boom. But if you come into that kind of trouble, then you'd be looking at all the other nations, and a lot of those nations are at war. So if you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and Switzerland. Switzerland they just got in trouble with Putin. Like, Switzerland would be the place to go, but you gotta understand, Switzerland is expensive. But they just got into some trouble with Putin. So, you'd be like, I want to go to a place where they're not at war. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but all the majors are at war. So if you're like, I want to go to China, China's at war. It may not seem like it, but China is at war. China is in a few places. Let me tell you that right now. And one of the places, China sent, I think they sent soldiers to Burkina Faso. I think they sent a couple over there. So they're in Africa fighting. They're definitely over there with Zelensky. They're fighting, forgot what that place is called, but they're over there fighting against him, because they're fighting on the side of the Russians. So the Russians are the ones that have these battalions and of mixed people, and so you'll find Africans mixed in there with them from all kind of countries in Africa, and and then the Russians be like, okay, well, we're gonna go out, on patrol or whatever, and then you hear the Chinese who are complaining because, for one, it's freezing over there, and they're running out of food. And they're finding that the Russians don't care about you. Some of the men are getting lost in these countries, and then if they showed up with their friends, and they're like, yeah, me and Wong here, we showed up together, and There's five of us. We all came together. We all know each other. Well, your four friends got killed. You're by yourself in a foreign land running out of food because you don't have a lot of food. And then the Russians are like, if you turn around and leave, you desert, we're going to go ahead and blow your head off. So you find a lot of the CCP is like, this is war. This is not CCP war. This is actually boots on the ground war. Like we're gonna go out and that's what you signed up for. And a lot of those guys are like, this is the ground level of war. It's not sitting on a computer and boom, we just blew something up. No, you're there getting shot at. War. Your friends are dying in front of you. War. It's war. So be careful. Be careful, you guys. Tell your women to tone it down, baby. Tone it down, baby. You ain't got to press the issue all the time. Well, I'm just no, you not. You gonna be quiet, and we gonna walk up out of here. Hey, no, you gonna shut your mouth. Just shut up, because we are outnumbered and outgunned. And we not walking out of this in one piece if we provoke these people. But we can slide up out of here if we just, go along with the flow. Eventually we'll be on our way. It may be we might have to, swallow a little humble pie, but so what? So what? Nobody touched you. I don't have to flip out. He might have said something to me that you thought that I should know. You be quiet. You shut your mouth, because he's not addressing you. He's trying to get me riled up so he can snatch me and take me away. They ain't put their hands on you. I'm good. They can say whatever they want. But the minute you nut up and get to look in this officer in the eye talking, get him. He's going to say something to you, and I have no choice but to retaliate. I have no choice but to be like, don't talk to my woman like that. You know what's going to happen next? Step out the car. Turn around, put your hands behind your back, slam you up against the trunk, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, you slams you on the ground, talk about some stop, and then boom, they slam you face first in the ground. And they can do that now, and they get away with it. They bust your face up, bust your whole shoulder. You over there screaming. They did that because you ran your mouth. Then they pick you up, throw you in the back of the car, and they keep you back there for hours. They don't even call the ambulance. They just sitting outside a car while you in the car screaming. Shoulder busted up, face bleeding. They don't care. Then they come over, knock on your window, tell you to roll the window down. You roll the window down. They tell you whatever. You're like, where's he taking? I'm taking him to the so-and-so. Let me see your ID. You show them your ID, because if you don't, you about to get the same treatment. They might take you out the car and then tow your car just to cost you money. You're going to have to call somebody because we're towing the car. But I can drive the car. Yeah, but we're going to tow it. Well, why are y'all towing it and I can drive it? Yeah, because he was the driver. But I can drive the car. Yeah, we're towing the car. And then guess what? You got to fight it out in court, and most likely you're going to lose. That judge is going to side with those police officers because it's all monetary. They're going to take your money, and that's just that. Your dude is going to be in a hospital for a couple days. Then they're going to throw him in jail. And he's going to be handcuffed to the hospital bed. He's going to get an operation on his shoulder. He's going to get his face wrapped up. Then he's going to get in processed. He's going to be sitting in a 30-man tank with a felony, with his shoulder all busted up and his face all busted up, hoping that one of these guys don't get in his mix because he can't fight right now. Then after he goes and sees a judge, they're going to give him some corny, they're going to over-indict him, and then they're going to get him on something. He's going to get out. He's going to have to go to court. He'll probably be on probation, so now he's got a PO. That judge is going to probably send you to psychiatric. Now you got to go find somewhere to get your psych. I mean, it's crazy. That's going to cost you $300. Your car's been in your car has been in lockup for 3 days, $1,500. By the time it's all said and done, you done lost. Even if you had a court-appointed attorney, you done lost about $4,000. You done lost about $40,000. Your girl had to catch an Uber. You done lost about $4,000 when it's all said and done. And if you talk about suing the police or, that's not going to work. That lawyer is going to tell you, you're not going to win. That lawyer is going to tell you, nah, you're not going to win. Those police beat your mother freaking behind. And this happens all the time. All the time. So if you got yourself a woman who's a little spicy at the mouth, I'm gonna suggest one or two things. When she comes to the cops, tell her don't say nothing or get rid of her. Because you're gonna be the one that's in pain because of her mouth. And if she ever puts you in that position, get rid of that woman. I don't care how good the poo nanny is, get rid of her. Get rid of her. When you come home, you're like, look what you did to me. Oh, I'm sorry. Nah, just start right there. Just like, listen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my stuff. I'm done. You might want to leave first. Just leave the house. Don't even grab your stuff. Leave the house. Tell your brother or your cousins to come get your stuff. What are you guys doing here? Yeah, he said he's done. We're just getting all of his stuff. He's not coming back. Don't answer her phone calls. No nothing. She send you titty pics. Just don't send me this anymore. I'm finished. Because she got off on you almost losing your life. Yeah, while you were getting beat up. She's, oh my God, listen. Yeah, nah, get rid of that woman. Don't go back. I'm just telling y'all for your own good. And I know there's a young man on here listening to me now. If you ever get with a woman like that, I'm telling you. Because I know you young and you ain't experienced all this stuff I'm talking about, but there's some of us who are older and we have. Get rid of that woman. Don't wait for her excuse. Don't look in her eyes. Don't nothing. Don't squeeze her butt. Don't none of that. Because there's plenty of good women out here. But that one got you beat up. And she'll do it again. She'll do it again. She'll brag to her girlfriends when you got a black eye. She will. She'll tell her girlfriends about it because women love drama. They love drama. They love guess what I went through? And the police beat him up, girl. They love that. They love the oh girl. When he sit there and told you to be quiet, blah, 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 blah. She set you up. No, I mean, why does he gotta shut up? I'm trying to get us out of this. No, but why did she set you up? She won't listen to you. She'll never listen to you. She set you up on purpose. You might as well tell the cops to beat her ass. Hey man, go ahead and beat her ass, man. Cause she trying to get me killed. You can have her. You can do what you want to her. Can I step out the car? I don't want to be around her no more. Can I get a restraining order against her? Because she's clearly trying to get me killed by you. Yeah, man, that's cool. I'll catch an Uber home. I don't want nothing to do with her. Let me out. Let me out. Get me away from this woman. Oh, please. No, I told you to shut up 5 times. You want these cops to bust my ass. No, I see what it is. No, I'm good. Can I get out? Thank you very much. I don't want nothing to do with it. Here's my ID. Here's whatever you need. Can you keep me? Can you give her a restraining order? Because I don't want nothing to do with this woman. Any woman like that, don't walk, run. Run from her. She's going to get you killed. She's going to get your whole face busted up. Gravel all in the fire. I'm telling you. And when you come home and no, she wanted to do that. She wanted to do that. Any woman that won't listen to you, get rid of her. You got to keep telling a woman something. Why do I get rid of her? I'm tired of talking to you. No, go do your thing. Go ahead. What you're seeing in LA, a bunch of unruly people. You can't tell those people nothing. So when they get hit with a buckshot in the ass, then they want to go on social media and cry to everybody like they're innocent. You wasn't innocent. You threw a brick through a policeman's window. What you do that for? They saw it, shot you in your kneecaps. Now you can't run. No more. And you're what? 22? That's it for you. You got torn ligaments, still never heal, right? Your patella tendons, they're screwed. You're done. When you get around hard-headed people like that, I know some hard-headed people like that. I cut them off. I cut them off, and they couldn't believe it. Well, no, I'm not, because I keep telling you the same thing. Why do I gotta keep telling you the same thing over and over, and you won't listen to me? No, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm tired. I'm tired. Especially if you know what's going to happen to them. I know this is coming down the road, and you're watching it happen. If you keep doing this, this is going to happen to you. And you're telling them this, and they're just like, but then when it happens, they want to, can you help? No, I'm not. No, because I keep telling you. I help you, you do it again. I help you, you do it again. It's like, this is why I can't be God, because God is like, I told you not to. You went out and did it. Lord, I know, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I forgive you, but you gonna stop doing it? I'm gonna try. I need some help. Next day you do it again. This is what God's talking. It's hard. It's like, so I end up helping these people again, but it's hard. It's hard, man. It's like I'm not God. It's like, man, eventually, after some years, it's just like I'm exhausted. Anyways, I gotta go, you guys. It's good talking to you. guys take it easy. You watch yourself out there. Watch yourself, because nobody's playing fair. Nobody's playing fair. Nobody out there has love in their heart. They're out to hurt people. Jesus loves you, man.